about the cyber crisis management plan or techniques. We call it a CCMP. So, firstly, what is a cyber crisis? Cyber crisis is any unwanted incident on our network system, our end devices, or the whole completed system. So, what to do in those cases, and what should be our standard operation procedures in those cases? So, let's start. So, firstly, we'll see the outline. What is the different outline? Different outline for the CCMP plans. So we will firstly see the purpose, mandate, structure, and point of action, and finally the exercises. So firstly, we see that what are the different perspective for this cyber security. So we can see that there are different domains can be there in the cyber security range, like strategic, legal, protection, cyber response and resolution, compliance, education and awareness, enforcement perspective, collaborative, data security, and privacy. So mainly today we are mainly seeing about the crisis response and resolution. And in this also we can have different levels like government level, critical sector level, ISP level, TSP level, professional level, technical, individual, international. So the CCMP plans mainly concerned about the two levels, the government level and the critical sector level. So they will define their own sectoral means CCMP plans and whatever the different impacts on those. So we will start now. So we will see what is the main purpose. The main purpose of the CCMP plan is to prepare yourself, respond to, and begin to coordinate recovery from a cyber incident. So this is the main purpose. So how should we be prepared for in case of any incident? So that no incident happens. If something happens, then we have to respond it, and then we have to see that those things are mitigated in a very timely manner, so that there is very little effect. And the interruption, second point, the interruptions, they are very brief, infrequent, and manageable. And finally, to assist the organization to put in place mechanism to effectively deal with the cybersecurity crisis. And this is the important thing, that we have to pinpoint the responsibilities and accountability right down to the individual level. So every person who is responsible should be know that what their work is. And what is the mandate? The mandate, the different ministries, the government, central government, state governments, and UTs have to draw their own sectoral cybersecurity management plans in line with the cyber crisis management plan for countering cyber attacks and cyber terrorism. So they have to equip themselves suitably so that whole thing is kept in a proper place. And we are certain we are conducting mock exercises with the ministry and organization. So in the start only I am saying that if persons are interested, then I will give a mail ID in the last, so that they can give their request for exercises and what are their requirements, and we will definitely cater to that. And finally, the MITI, our ministry, seeks necessary compliance information on the implementation of best practices, that what are the different organizations are practicing in their organization, and we will share with the concerned authorities. So what is the different should be the structure of a cyber crisis management plan? So mainly the important points should be there in the plan, whatever plan they are being prepared. The first, the concept of the cyber crisis, nature of the crisis and contingencies, security threat landscape, building cyber security capabilities, incident prevention measures, crisis recognition, mitigation and management, and post-incident activities. On the next course of slide course, we will see all this point in detail. So first is the structure of the cyber crisis management plan. Means in addition to whatever I mentioned in the last slide, it should also mainly include the implementation, the information security management system, planning and preparation for incident handling. Then if somehow the incident happens, then incident response activities in the first hour and in the first 24 hours, crisis management and security of critical infrastructure, important security controls for effective cyber security, security and contingencies, data center guidelines, network infrastructure, security best practices. So these are the important things that should be included in that plan. Now we first come to the first point, that what should be the concept. Already we have seen that the cyber crisis management plan should be such that it should be make us prepared for, respond to, and begin to coordinate recovery from a cyber incident. And it mostly covers different kind of cyber crisis, possible targets and related impacts, actions and responsibilities of the concerned stakeholders, cyber incident response coordination among ministries, and different critical information infrastructure organizations. And the main point is that the cybersecurity is a very technology intensive, and new vulnerabilities emerge and every day. So we have to keep in pace with those things, and we have to update our systems every time. So we will see that what are the different natures of the cyber crises. So how then hackers can get an access to our system or try to get to an access to our system. So firstly, they try do targeted scanning, probing, reco of network and IT infrastructure. There may be large scale defacement of websites. There can be malicious code attacks like virus, worms, trojans, botnets. There may be different malwares, large-scale spams, identity theft attacks, denial of service. So in denial of service attack, as you know that, and distributed denial of service, that whatever services you're providing, they may be blocked by some malicious actors. Domain name server attacks. Here in domain name server attacks, what happens that your traffic, whatever traffic destined to your original website, may be diverted to some fake website. Then application level attacks, cyber espionage, and advanced persistent threat. This is very important. Advanced persistent threats, because advanced persistent threats are undertaken by the different like nation actors. So they are very sophisticated and they have advanced technologies. So they can easily find the vulnerabilities in our systems. There may be financial frauds, threat due to digital payment systems, threat due to emerging technology like IoT, big data, artificial intelligence. What is the problem in these devices, that these devices do not get updated frequently. So whatever devices they were installed initially, they are kept in those conditions only. So somehow in future, if some vulnerability arises, then they will be again vulnerable. Then hybrid threats and misinformation campaigns. We are saying that the information is available easily, so easily through social media they can propagate the fake news. Then finally, we have attack on ICS and SCADA systems, that OT systems. So we will see that what are the main target of cyber attacks, different sectors. So as in the slide, we can see that all the major sectors in India, like defense, energy, finance, health and pharma space, information technology, transportation, public health, all major services have become the major targets. And and in the slide you can see that all the cyber security threats, like they are ever increasing, and in the present COVID-19 times, all these threats have been increased multiple fold. So what is the threat landscape? Threat landscape means what can be the attack targets, where they will target attack motives, attack actor elements, and attack vector and medium. So in attack targets, mainly they are targeting now critical infrastructures, business intelligence, government services, government organizations. Attack motives again, disruption of services, cyber espionage, financial frauds. And attack actors can be hackers, nation states, cyber criminals, malicious insiders. Insider threats is also a very important thing, so we have to keep in mind that thing. Attack vectors and mediums. So attack vectors, like how they will attack. They will attack via botnet. Botnets are actually a group of computers which have been taken over by some malicious actors through phishing or other things, and on the instruction of commands and instruction of their whatever their controllers, they can launch attack from those in devices. And vulnerabilities and exploit toolkits, there are different toolkits available in the markets. From there they can launch the attacks. Social engineering, ignorant users. So if users are not aware about the security, cyber security, then they can easily get fooled through social media to divulge their personal informations. So how can we be building our cybersecurity capabilities? We have to basically keep in five things in mind while building our cybersecurity. First thing is that inventory of devices and softwares. So this is very important. We can't protect that we don't know what to wear. So every device is under our control, whether they are in-house or on a distant location. So we should know that what are the devices, what are the software and hardware running on it, and we should know the complete information.